I'm delighted to welcome Suzy Prudden onto our show today. She is an award-winning, internationally acclaimed speaker, workshop and seminar leader, New York Times bestselling author, fitness expert, body and mind pioneer, hypnotherapist, success and empowerment coach, TV host, and many, many other talents.
I'm exhausted already.
She has over 50 years, over 50 years experience of being a serial entrepreneur, and has owned and operated 9 businesses, published 11 books, and done 18 in-person national media tours. Suzy's current speciality is publishing small books that make a big difference. Itty Bitty Publishing, which publishes books by experts. These books, just 30 pages long, give the reader exactly what they want and need with no fluff. I'm delighted to welcome Suzy onto the show. There's so much more I'd love to share with my readers about you, but I'm sure you'll tell us about that, because I know you've shared stages with a lot of amazing people. You've been on various shows, yeah, really, really excited to have you here, Suzy.
Thank you.
I want to start off by asking you, how did all this start? Where did your
that's a funny question. Because it started when my mother told me I was 19 years old, and she told me I couldn't date the boy I was dating, so I married him, and then moved to New York City with him, which is where I'm originally from. And then he went back to school. Remember, we're 19, and I had to support the family, so he could go back to school. So I started off doing the menial. I had no skills, menial jobs. And when I was 22, after a few jobs here and there at very low pay, I got fired and decided in that moment, I'm not working for anybody else again. So now I'm 22 years old and I have no skills other than the fact that my mother was the nation's foremost fitness authority and started the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports, and I knew fitness. So I changed my name to Suzy Prudden, because that was her name. And I started a fitness school in my apartment. I lived on this is so funny. I lived on a 4 or 5 flight walk up in Greenwich Village. And I figured the people got fit just coming up to my apartment, because I had to walk up all those stairs. And what really happened though was in 68, a woman asked me if I taught toddlers. And I said, I don't teach toddlers, but I have a toddler. I teach him. She asked me if I'd start a class. I said, yes. And literally the rest is history, because I was very, very good at what I did. I had clients who brought me media. The New York Times did an article on my school. I guess it's now was 69. And I had 10 students. 3 days later, I had 75 students. And that's when I took off. And I did media everywhere. I sold my first book at a cocktail party in East Hampton, Long Island in 1971. I didn't know anything. I blundered my way into success. And I was extremely successful. I'm a clinician to the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports. I mean, I have accolades, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just kept showing up, asking questions, and saying yes. That's really how I got started.
So what do you think? What do you think it was that got you to success so quickly? Because a lot of people might say, well, if there's so much that you don't know, how did you get there?
I was very, very good at what I did. I was very good at interviews. I loved what I did. I loved the kids. I loved asking. Here's an example. I was on I'll go back. So remember what year this was, the 70s, because I've done now several books. They didn't go anywhere in the beginning because I didn't follow the instructions and do tours in the beginning. When I finally did that with my book, what's the name of the book? Spot Reducing. Then I went on a tour, and while I was on tour, it reached the New York Times bestseller. But what happened is, now I've lost my train of thought. Shoot. Oh, so because of my successes, Newsweek called me, and they wanted to interview one of my celebrity clients, to have that celebrity client tell them what I taught them. And I said, and I think this is where my success comes from. I said to them, why are you going to ask a celebrity client that I'm teaching? Why don't you ask me? I'm the teacher. So they did. And they quoted me literally three sentences in Newsweek magazine. And a producer from NBC read that article, called me, and said, we would like to do a pilot with Dr. Frank Field in New York on NBC. And we would like to talk to one of your celebrity clients to see if they want to be in the segment. And I said, why are you going to ask my celebrity client? Why don't you ask me? I'm the one who's making this stuff up. So they did. And they came to my studio in New York City and they filmed the show. The pilot didn't go anywhere, but another producer at NBC saw it, liked the way I presented myself, and called me up and say, we have a show. It's a new show on Sunday mornings called The Prime of Your Life. It's a live show. It's for the elderly, of which I am now one. This was in the 70s, and I wasn't an elderly then. I said, of course, yes. I showed up. I did 7 minutes, and they gave me a job for the next 3.5 years doing a segment every Sunday morning on The Prime of Your Life. 7 minutes is a long time on television. Very long time. When the show got down to an hour, half hour, they gave me 3.5 minutes. But what happened is, this is the point of my story. I kept calling my producer and I kept saying, Larry, hi, this is Suzy Prudden. I have an idea for you. And I'd give him an idea for a show that I wanted to do. He'd always say, thank you, Suzy. We're not budgeted to do that right now, but keep calling. I kept calling. And, you know, I want your listeners to really hear this, because most people don't keep calling. They say, well, if they haven't called me back in 2 times, or, you know, I don't want to bother them. They'll tell you when they're bothering you, when you're bothering them. So one day, Larry called me. He said, Suzy, we have a show for you. How would you like to? And then he described the show. It was a talk show on NBC at 6:30, at the half hour before the Today Show. And I got my own show on NBC, which got me to become the fitness producer for the Today, not fitness reporter for the Today Show. See, that all, it was like dominoes. One thing led to another thing. And really, my experience is just ask. Keep saying yes, show up, figure it out. When Jill Levy called me to ask me if I taught 2-year-olds, I didn't. I taught my kid.
Mm.
And then she brought 5 friends to my living room on the Upper West Side. And I began teaching 2-year-olds, which led to 2 studios, one on the East Coast, east side of New York, one on the west side of New York, a summer camp in East Hampton, a huge career, 18 national tours. Well, I mean, it was a lot. I just kept saying yes and figuring it out.
Yeah. And I think also you're very persistent. You
Yes.
know, you're persistent with the producer, and you took the initiative where they said, you want to talk to a celebrity, why don't you talk to me? And it shows with that you have to be in these scenarios. You have to be like, don't wait for the opportunities to come. You actually have to seek them out.
Yes.
I think there is a lot to JVs that is about that. I can think of lots of people where I'm only working with now because I was persistent in following up with them, and I was top of mind. So when the opportunities came up, they did eventually work with me.
Right. And JVs, I love JVs, because what you're doing is you're giving the JV an opportunity. You're getting an opportunity, and between the 2 of you, you're creating, in essence, a new baby.
Yeah.
Which will then give more people an opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. And you yourself, I mean, JV is about leveraging other people's networks, and you were very much doing that
all the time.
Yeah.
Another thing is, the marketers cruise.
Yeah.
So when I was on the marketers, which is the first time I went last year, I learned that the best way to become a speaker on the marketers cruise is to sell 5 cabins. So this last year I sold 5 cabins, and now I'm a speaker on the marketers cruise. That's in essence a JV, because I sold the 5 cabins. That's 10 people, and gives me the opportunity to speak. We both win, and his entire audience wins.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and you have to be very careful with a JV. You just have to know your limits and their limits.
Yeah.
And you need to make sure that it's equal in terms of you're both getting something and you're both giving something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with the TV channels, you're very much, in some ways, you could say you built a partnership with them. You know, you would get there, you were giving them great ideas. You were really helping them. And because you're really helping, you're being proactive and coming up with ideas, they wanted to bring you on to do those shows.
Yeah, it was magic. Not really. I mean, yes, probably it was magic. Who knows? But I mean, I have JVs with books where I'll talk to somebody who has a client base, who has a list. And I'll say, how would you like to do a compilation book with me? Your people, my publishing company, you get a percentage, they get a deal, and they get publicity. You and I have a share our lists, share our networks. And again, it really, really works. I've got several right now in the works, and I'm excited about them.
So tell me, with the there are lots of things that have happened since your career in TV in the 70s. So tell us about where things went after that.
It's a well, in 81, I was really done. I mean, I was tired. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I was burnt out. So in 81, I divorced my husband. In 83, I sold my business. And then I did an eat, pray, love type few years where I really didn't know what I was doing. But at that time, I was still I didn't know what I was doing, but I was making up body-mind technology. When I just knew that the body and the mind were connected. But in 83, nobody believed me, which is amazing to me today. Because now it's, you know, I would go to the reporters who did articles on me in magazines, and I would bring them the idea of the body-mind connection. And they'd say, oh, Suzy, don't be ridiculous. People are either smart or they're physical. That's not both. I said, no, you don't understand. It's connected. They live in the same house. And so I started, though I wasn't doing a quote unquote work, I wasn't getting paid, I was researching and making stuff up. And then I met Louise, and I met Deepak. And then Louise Hay. She and I became great. We did a JV. Oh my God. I'll show it to you. Where is it? It's right here. So story I think it was 86 or 87. And Louise and I were friends. And she came up because I still did fitness. So she came over to my house. I was now living in California. She came over to my house, and we would exercise twice a week. It was a Tuesday, and we're exercising. And she goes, ow. I said, what's going on? She said, my hip hurts. I said, well, Louise, you're the expert. What does that mean? And so she figured it out, and she did some affirmations, and we got back to exercising. And again, for your listeners, this is important. I had an idea. And so I asked her, I said, Louise, why don't we do a video together? I'll do the exercises and you do the affirmations. And she took it to the board. She came back the next week. She said, yes, let's do it. And this is it. It's a video. Wow. And this is the book. I've got piles of stuff here. This is the book. And this is Louise and me down here. This is the book. This is what got me on the Oprah Show. And so because I said to Louise, you're the expert in affirmations, I'm the expert with the body, and we both understood the body-mind connection, let's do this JV.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to sound funny, we only sold about 40,000 copies, but it was early. People still didn't know where to put me in the bookstore because my whole career had been in fitness. Fitness people did not like the idea of metaphysics. Metaphysical people didn't like kind of fitness that I did. They liked yoga. So it really didn't go anywhere, even though I did a tour. I was on the Oprah Show. But that's a JV.
Yeah, absolutely. absolutely. But it shows that you need to fuse two people's ideas together.
Yeah.
For it to have legs, and it's like magic. It's you suddenly
It
create
is.
you create this unstoppable momentum when there's two of you collaborating.
And this is a classic.
Hmm.
There is no other video like this.
Yeah.
Because and I just put it up on, I just downloaded it, made an MP4.
Yeah.
Figure out what to do with it, because it's a classic. It came out in 1989. Yeah, long time ago.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. So tell me about some of your other business ventures and how joint ventures help those ventures. Because it's just a lot of people I have on this show, you know, there's been, you know, a couple of key events that they worked, they had a career. That career got to a certain point where it was time to move on. They set up their business, and that's what we talk about. There's so much to talk about with you. So I'd love to hear just about just a few of the key ventures you set up since then. And
well, I'll tell you one that didn't work.
Yeah,
because that's important too. So absolutely. It was 2000, and this is a funny one, 2008. And we all remember 2008.
Oh, gosh,
I was losing my business. Now, I haven't worked for anybody really since I was 22. And I'm now 80. And 2008, I don't know how old I was, but I wasn't young. And I hadn't worked for anybody for a long time. And I thought, now I've been a certified coach since 1986 or 87. So I thought, oh gosh, I'm going to have to start coaching again. I'm going to have to get a job. I think I was in my 60s. I don't know. But not someone who, with no skills other than the stuff that I made up, which did me very proud. So at that time, Eric Lofholm, who is a scripting coach, sent out I had been working with him off and on. He sent out a letter that he was looking for coaches, and he had a coaching seminar coming up. So I registered. I didn't have much money at that time. And I think it was $2,000. And I said, can I pay you $250 a month? And the person I was speaking to said no. I said, ask Eric. Now, remember, I didn't accept no. So I asked Eric. She came back, yes, $250 a month. So I went and I learned his system. And then I went back. And he looked at, I showed him a brochure that I had with me with Oprah and some other thing. He goes, is that you? And I said, yes. He said, Suzy, you have the mindset that all these people need. You should be telling them about what you do. So I started doing that, and I started getting a few clients, which I didn't expect. And then this is so funny. Eric was looking for coaches. So I applied for the job. And I'm a phenomenal coach. The problem was that I'm too big. My presence is bigger than most. So it wouldn't be, although I would become an Eric Lofholm coach, I would still be Suzy Prudden. And so I had a conversation with him. And he said, this is one, I so wanted to, I needed a job. And he said, Suzy, I can't have you as a coach for me. And I said, Eric, I really know that. So that's a JV that I thought would be a great opportunity for me, because I really am skilled. And he really had doors that could open for me, but we didn't.
It wasn't a fit, but you've got to be able to say, you've got to be able to know when it's not a fit, right? You don't necessarily want to work in every situation.
Yeah, so this was absolutely a non-fit. And then I would then go to his events, and people would want to work with me. So I can see why it wasn't a fit for him. And he's still a good friend. And I go on his sites every once in a while. And I have him on my stage every couple of years. So that's a good fit. But the coaching part, wasn't a good fit. And for people who want to do JVs, you're right, Danny. It has to be a fit.
Yeah. Both
of you have to win. When I say equally, I am big. I'm a very little lady, but I'm a very big presence.
you've got to feel that you've both got to feel that you're benefiting. That if there's this resentful feeling of someone else is taking all the, they're getting all the kudos, or they're getting all the, they're getting lots of clients, but it's to my detriment, and it's not going to be.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work. But what I'm hearing from this, I can already see the theme of that podcast, which is your life has been about don't take no for an answer, or
Exactly.
or don't take no answer for an answer either, because sometimes you will reach out to people and you won't get an answer this the first time. Sometimes you'll have to reach out to people a few times.
Well, that's what I did with NBC. I mean, I called Larry. I was on that show for 3.5 years, and I called Larry just about every single week.
Yeah.
And he was always nice about it. And then he called me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you want, though. That's who you want to work to, because one of the things you're looking for in a partnership is this person responsive? Not just them responding to you, but is this person proactive? Because you need, in a successful venture, you need to be proactive with each other.
Both
you can't, yeah, you both have to be proactive. You can't wait for stuff to happen. You've got to make it happen. It's about making things happen.
Right. I'm doing a JD right now with Stephanie Bonte.
Stephanie Bond-Lebert.
Yeah, Lebert.
Yeah.
And we're doing a legacy. I have Itty Bitty Publishing, and I have Legacy Press Publishing.
Yeah.
And we're doing a legacy press book, and we're taking her model and having her clients, those who want to tell their story, about how it's all about collaboration and using her model to collaborate and grow their businesses. Yep. So I'm winning in that I'm publishing the book. She's winning in that she's marketing her system, and the clients are all winning because they get to become part of a best-selling book. So it's a win-win-win.
Yeah,
it's very exciting.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, so that sounds fantastic. So I want you to let's fast forward a bit. Tell me about what you've been moving on from when you were 2008. What have you been working on?
Oh, okay. So in 2009, it was 2000. Yeah, 2009. I struggled. I had a hypnosis center in 2008. I had it for 10 years.
Is there any business you haven't run?
Yeah, I don't know right now. I'm sure there's some, but I had a hypnosis center. I had 4 offices in Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, West LA, Venice, and El Segundo. And in 2000, I kept having to downsize.
Yeah,
because the money wasn't coming in. People were definitely wanting to lose weight, but they had to pay their mortgage first. And so fewer people had discretionary income. And so fewer people were signing up to lose weight. And it got so small that I was renting space in an acupuncturist office. And then it got so small that I still had a small space in the Beverly Hills in the acupuncturist office. And I had a small space in El Segundo. And when I was in El Segundo one day, my office manager called me and said, "You just got a letter from the franchisor that they're shutting you down." And I thought, oh, thank God. Because the business was so expensive to run. And so that was in July, and I slowly closed it down through August. I closed it, the doors closed the end of August. I reopened it in a tiny office in El Segundo, not as a weight loss center, but as a hypno coaching center where I worked with entrepreneurs. So then people would come to me that were stuck as an entrepreneur, and I just thought it was so funny. I'd say, "So what are you doing to market yourself?" "I'm emailing." I said, "What else are you doing?" "I'm emailing." I said, "Are you calling anybody?" "I don't like the phone." I said, "But the phone works." "I don't like the phone. I like email." "Is that working for you?" "No." I said, "Why are you in business?" This happened. So what I would do is I would hypnotize people to do what they didn't want to do so that they could grow their businesses or look at avenues that they hadn't looked at and move into an area. So I started that in 2009. Oh, then I had another fabulous joint venture. This interview with you, Danny, is helping me remember the various things that I did that were really exciting, that were joint ventures.
Yeah.
Jane Wilhite of Sci Seminars was a client of mine and a friend. And she invited me up to speak at her incredible event at the end of the summer called Principia. It was 7 days of all the best speakers in the world imparting their wisdom on these. I guess there were maybe 800 people at one time in the audience. And I thought I was going to get to present on her stage as a full day, which most people did. I was very honored and very excited. And 3 days before the event, on a Thursday, she called me. She said, Suzy, what I want you to do is I want you to listen to my speakers all day and then do a hypnosis wrap up at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And my ego went, 10 minutes? I'm only getting 10 minutes? I'm only getting 10 minutes?
Yeah.
And I did it. And I was brilliant. And most speakers speak on her stage once.
Yeah.
I spoke for the next 10 years, every September.
Wow.
So after my ego got over it, and I realized I had never done that.
Yeah.
So I can do that. I mean, I did that for Alex Mendozian.
Yeah.
I did that for Eric.
Yeah.
I did that for Adam Urbanski.
Amazing.
And all because, again, she and I knew each other, liked each other's work.
Yeah.
How can we use my talent, your talent together to make something bigger?
Right. Fantastic. And tell me your most recent venture, Itty Bitty Books, and
my most recent venture is Itty Bitty Publishing and Legacy Press Books. And I don't know where I'm going from here.
No.
There's something out there I haven't done yet, probably.
Exactly. You're just getting started. And tell me with this venture again. I believe that JVs have been quite instrumental in helping you to develop this.
Well, the JVs are when somebody gets together with me and brings their people so that I can publish their book, or I can speak on their stage and teach people how to write books, and more importantly, how to publish books. The writing of the book is the easy part. Yeah. It's after the book is written that the real work begins. Yeah. That's why my first 4 or 5 books were not successful. Yeah. Because the publishers would have a 15-city tour lined up for me. My husband at the time didn't fly. We didn't go. Yeah. The only cities where I sold books were the East Coast cities where I could go by train. Mm. And then in, I think it was 78, 77, somewhere in there, with Workman Publishing, I said to my husband, I'm going. You can come with me or not, but I'm going. Yeah. And we went, and that's when I became a New York Times bestseller. Fantastic.
But I think with Itty Bitty Publishing, you actually have a program where you have a collaboration where multiple authors come together.
Yes.
So I'd love to hear about this.
This is one. I mean, Itty Bitty Books are tiny. Yeah. And my sister and I created Itty Bitty Books by accident. There are no accidents, but we had a book that we wrote on weight loss. Yeah. A thin book that we self-published in 2006. We bought the obligatory 2,000 copies. I think I have 1,900 or 1,800 left.
I'm going to pause interview because one of my children has put the cat in here. He was meowing, and I don't know if you can hear in the background.
I could not hear the kitty.
Just in case my microphone is picking her up, I'm going to let her out, and then we'll just restart.
Okay.
About Itty Bitty Books. So just bear with me. Okay. I wonder who let you in. Let's let you out. There you go.
My cat very often.
Now, so we're just going to go back a step. Okay. And I'm just going to ask you again. So I want you to tell me. I'd love to hear a little bit about Itty Bitty Publishing, and I think that joint ventures have been instrumental in that.
Well, I love working with someone who has a following, a group, and creating something special for them. because then they're in the same group, they all collaborate, they all market for each other. Then the organization helps market it. With this one, this is the first one I did with Women's Prosperity Network. Tiny book, it's only 15 chapters. That means that 15 people are in this. Each chapter is 2 pages. And they're written, it's like the Cliff Notes of dummies. So page 1 of every chapter is written like this. Paragraphs, numbered sentences. Page 2 of every chapter is written like this. Paragraphs and bullet points. It's a marketing tool. So what we did with WPN is we gathered the 15 people, we published the book, we did a summit. So all 15 were able to take 5 minutes to present themselves to, I think there were like 300 people who showed up for it. It was amazing. And to make an offer, because I want them to win. I didn't want them to make a $5,000 offer, but a $49 offer, a $12 offer, so that people get to know them. We also are just completing the audiobook for it. So now we have the book. They all have a copy of their presentation on the summit. And they're all going to be getting their audio for the audiobook. And so everybody won that. And I'm doing a second one. We're just completing a second one for Itty Bitty with them. And I've just started a legacy press book with them. And that's a book where you tell your story. And so I'm doing 3 with WPN. I'm doing 1 with EBN. I'm doing one right now with E-Women Network. It's not an quote unquote E-Women Network book, but all the people in the book are E-Women Network people. So again, and I think there are like 7 chapters represented in my book, and this is important, which means 7 chapters will promote it. Each person in the book will promote it to their list. I promote it to my list, and we all promote it on Facebook. And so everybody's promoting everybody. And E-Women is being promoted without even doing anything other than supplying me, so to speak, with the people in my book. And there's so many ways to do business with people in a JV.
Often self-promotion, it's so arduous, but when you've got several people to do it together, it gives you
14 other people marketing you. And I know people are very shy about marketing themselves, and I go in and out of that. And somebody said to me recently, it was so cute, I knew that you were somebody, but I had no idea you were that somebody. Because if you Google me, Molly Mahoney, we were on the Marketers Cruise last year. She's a phenomenal entrepreneur. And we were having dinner. And the next night we're having dinner again. And she goes to the table, "Do you know who this woman is?" I went, "Oh God." She said, "Suzy, I Googled you today. I didn't know all of this. You've done this, you've done this, you've done this, you've done this." I said, "Yeah, I have." And so it's really about, talking about it in a way that doesn't make other people uncomfortable. I don't. Somebody once asked me, you'll find this funny, Danny. And I was at a party, and I was talking to a friend of my cousin. We were in San Francisco. This is 97. I remember this party. And I was talking about my life and my daughter-in-law and my boyfriend and my mother and my history and what I did in my books and stuff. She kept asking me questions. I kept answering. Finally, she looked at me and she said, "Suzy, are you a pathological liar?" I thought that was the best question I have ever been asked. I said, "Why?" She said, "Nobody has a life like that." I said, "I do." She said, "That's a movie." I said, "No, it's my life." She couldn't believe it.
So I'm looking forward to hearing, even though you're not sure what's happening next, I'm certainly looking forward to following your story to hear what happens next.
I'll keep you informed. I'll keep letting you know. I'm doing this now. I'm doing this now. I'm thinking of bringing back my television career.
Oh, fantastic. Looking forward to that. And
So
what
Barbara Walters didn't retire until she was 84.
right.
So I have at least 4 more years where I could create that.
Well, Paul McCartney's still playing,
Yes, he
still
is.
going strong. He was headlined at Glastonbury this year. So
And look at what Jane Fonda's doing. She was just interviewed recently. I mean, she was in the Ladies of 80s Ladies, and then she does Grace and Frankie. I mean,
yeah,
that woman is phenomenal.
she is.
And she's 85 years old.
I know, it's incredible, incredible. So if our listeners want to find out more about you, where can they go?
I'm going to put something. First of all, I have an offer for everybody. Let me put it in the chat. And so I have a workshop, a webinar coming up. Actually, it's soon. I have 2. One this month and one next month. It's only $11, and you need to put the code. There is a code that you need to put in to get it. It's for $11. It's normally, I think, $197. It's just an hour and a half. Really, me teaching you how to write a book and what to do afterwards, just to get you started. And then if you want to email my website, it's Itty Bitty Publishing. So let me put it in the chat.
Yeah, what we'll do if you put it in the, what we'll do is we'll put it in the show notes. So, but just tell us a little bit about the offer, and then we'll put it in the show notes if you can hear more about
it. The offer is for an hour and a half webinar. It's normally $197, and it's just $11 now. You can email me, and I've got so many different things. You can email me at gmail.com.
Yeah, we'll put that in. We'll put that in as well. Put that in,
and
we'll
just, you know, if you guys have publishing questions, call me, email me. If you want to come to my webinar, sign up. If you, because I've got one this year, one next year, and you can go to my website and check it out, see what interests you. I'll tell you one thing, that writing books helped make my career. It gave me the opportunity to say, I'm a published author. Put me on your show. I mean, I did shows all over the United States. I did shows in Holland and Switzerland and France. Articles in Holland, Switzerland, and France, because I also taught over there. I taught workshops. And so just contact me. Let me see how I can help you.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Susan. I've absolutely loved listening to your story.
Thank you, Danny.
And I can't wait to hear the next chapter.
Thank you. I can't wait to create it.
Great. I'm looking forward.